Hey everyone, welcome back to more Star Dynasties. I'm DisturbingPuppet, and this is the Scrooge Sovereignty, our little faction that we have going on here, just right here. So I do have a subsidiary faction within my league, the Galway Alliance here, who are currently at war with a subsidiary of the Tanners, and we are generally at peace with the Tanners, but your kind of vassals can fight each other. It's not a huge deal, but can potentially cause problems. They don't have like a clear path to each other except through here. It's multiple jumps, so they can't really get a lot of forces here. I can easily help them defend it, but they also can't really get out here. I do potentially have a claim on Beta Virginis, but if I want to push it, I'm threatening the overall coalition. Basically, I'm telling the coalition as a whole, hey, make these guys hand this over to me, which I don't want to do. I don't want to create tensions with them. I'm kind of fine. We're just kind of in a period where I really just want to stabilize. We want to build up. We want to improve our abilities long term. I do have a lot of cash right now. It's not enough to build anything I want on my home system, but I can build some more stuff. I do have something I'm building down here. The trade hub will be done in a turn. I might just wait till that's done instead of pulling somebody off of some other objective. New stuff. I am running a protection task force to kind of keep our Archon alive, because we've had two, like, I don't know if this is events related to us having a dog. We've had two events that have popped up where my dog has saved me from being murdered. So I do have that running now. I don't necessarily want to stop that in order to start building something, but if nothing happens in a few turns, maybe we'll stop that. You're hurt, aren't you? Are we? Or you're sick. Do I have somebody? Like actually working on giving you medical treatment. Where is it? He must be. Somebody must be. He's out in Wazin. What are we doing? Let's take a look. No, we aren't. We're doing a bunch of training. So yeah, we definitely want to pull somebody off of that, since he's sick. So that's kind of more of an important thing. He's injured or ill. Why did I not see it pop up? There it is, medical attention. We are doing some training for ourselves. Yeah, I mean, we can temporarily stop doing some training for myself and try to get you so that you're not going to just drop dead on us. So let's do that. We do have good tech overall, which does increase the chance of us recovering from illnesses a bit. So let's see, where is that? Yeah, 34.5% chance of being healed a turn. We've got our chance of a bad childbirth down to just 9%. There's only like a 1% chance of someone becoming ill each turn. So we do have good tech overall that is helping with a lot of that. Yeah, I think that's fine. We have that going. I think we're just going to run it. I'm fairly happy we don't need to check in on my dog or anything. We have all our diplomats busy. We don't have anybody free, so I'd have to pull somebody off another job to do anything. And I think we'll just finish building this before we start working on Crux. What I can build into Crux, and what I probably will, is the synthol plant. So +2 wealth, and then minus point. It's only 0.5 unrest, but that's every single turn within a range of 4. So it does help us a lot getting that unrest down. I would like to also get the blue dust mines up, but that's 240. So that's also basically the same effect, but a much further range at range 8, which is pretty crazy. We are getting a trade. Is it trade hub, I think? Yeah, so trade hub here is going to increase our cash flows a bit. So yeah, I think we're good. Let's just hit enter and see what happens. So speaking of our brother-in-law, he's learned a new tactic. Trade hub is repaired. So whenever you do something for one of your vassals or one of your 10 other factions within a league, they typically like that. So us doing this, like keeping unrest down, building stuff, makes them very happy. Okay. The war ended. Probably nothing happened. Wait, you were at war with the entire Tanner coalition? Really? Swanson's and the Davis coalition. Is there the Davis coalition still alive? I thought they were gone. The Swansons were at war with us here. We're the part of the. They're part of the Galloway alliance. Where is the Davis coalition? I guess you're down here, inside the Lynn Collective. Yeah, it's highlighting Avior, but that's just part of the Lynn Collective. Odd. Maybe they just got eaten. Duke Swanson broke allegiance from the Tanner Coalition and pledged the Swanson clan to the Jordan colonies. That's a bit more of a problem for us. So that's a bigger potential threat over there. So she's demanding he switch who's in charge of a system, which is probably not great. Deposed him. Oh, she's looking suddenly much older up here in the farmer territories. So just kind of ignored a crime. I'm going to have to look at the Jordans here in a bit. So the Blackwells have given vassalage to the Clarks. I think the Clarks are up here, yeah. Okay, brother-in-law is back to fully healed. Stop the assignment. Someone has arrived. Quentin looks like mainly a diplomat. He's inside my own faction, it's fine. Your daughter was kidnapped by pirates. What? This is in my home system. This is my heir as well. Your advice was life-saving, she reflects later, safe and sound. How did you get back, you ask? I just did what you always told me. For 30 credits, I told him I was your heir. Saved my life. I refused to sit idly and escape. So she gets some bonuses, but becomes ill. Told him I was a nobody. Could just pay 30 credits to make sure she's not sick or anything. I think we can live with having her be ill. It gives her some accolades, which is what that kind of metal-looking thing is. The gunshot to my leg was not planned. They were trying to slow me down. It'll make a courageous scar, you smile. Hopefully that doesn't end up causing a problem with her getting sick or something. Son-in-law is very ill. Okay. So he is my heir's husband. So he's actually a Blackwell from up there. That's not great. So we have some sicknesses going on. So the Tanners down here, huh? So the Davis Coalition, I guess they must have just had that one system, so they were conquered by the Lynns. The Jordans looking quite strong down here. They've got a couple vassals now with the Swanson clan and the Villa Guild, or Via Guild. Kind of makes more sense for them to be connected anyway. I don't have great relations down here, do I? I mean, she has a relatively positive view of me, so we can definitely take advantage of that, potentially. We are still working on a charm offensive here to maybe get them to switch sides to us. She's barely receptive, though. It's not really making much of an impact. Keeping them relatively friendly as well. I would potentially like to absorb them. I wonder... She does like me quite a bit. Yeah, she's not interested in joining. We should be making a bit more money now. What's going on up here? Somebody else took over Mirzam. Tax changes, nothing too crazy. This is interesting. Probably the Yates Union, I would assume, is probably going to join the Clarks as well up here. Or join back to the farmers, or the farmers will conquer them at some point. There's no Starline connection here, really. I guess there is one down to there. I'd be tempted to try to get them to join as well. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, she's not interested at all. We can make a claim against Beta Virginus, but it would cause us to go to war with the entire Jordan colonies if they don't hand it over to me. And it's not a great spot because it is like multiple steps away. I just feel like it's a difficult position to try to hold if we do get it at this point. I'd rather consolidate out this way. But we do have a claim. So it's not nothing. She can get like 92 ships there. Because we're pretty far away, I can only get like 15. I do have money for mercenaries, but yeah, not great. Okay, we've got multiple sick people. Okay, we'll have you as a priority. Let's go medical treatment. We're gonna have to pull somebody else off of it. Yeah, we can have my daughter do that, that's fine. Should be highly likely to get that done. And then we also have her husband is also ill. It's odd, they both got injured. And she got kidnapped, so definitely odd situation. We're going to have to pull somebody else off of something to do that, though. Yeah, let's just try to keep them healthy. We're going to stop doing some training for me. Travel if you have to, that's fine. I do still want to get something built here. Arcturus, because we built more stuff, you shouldn't be too unhappy. Yeah, it is going down. We are spending resources to keep it under control, though. How's my fleet looking at home? 93 of 110. So I do want to get that building. I'm going to go ahead and pull the protection from myself in order to get this built. She's very good at getting stuff taken care of, so only 3 turns will give us a lot more money coming in. Who's left? Yeah, she doesn't have anything to do, but she's sick, so I'm not sure. I mean, she can do stuff, she's just less effective at it. Arcturus. Yeah, they're still under strength. We could help them rebuild their fleet if we wanted to. We could also do the same thing on the capital, which maybe we do instead. That way she doesn't have to travel. But honestly, our fleet isn't that... Yeah, we're 17 ships down. I guess we could do that. Just as something to do. Give her something to do while she's sitting around recovering. Do I want to change anything up diplomatically? Working on them, working on them, working on them. We aren't doing anything to the Jordan colonies. We might want to at some point. We could also try to convince the Swansons to switch sides and just join us. Wow, 99 unrest. You might not be... Like, they're going to have a revolt almost immediately. So we'll see what happens with that. Once we get the Synthol plant done, it's going to reduce our unrest quite a bit. So that is very helpful. Just kind of keeping things under control passively without us having to keep cracking down on stuff. That's about all I can really do, honestly. So yeah, we do have the claim for Beta Virginis. So we'd be pushing the claim of the Galloway Alliance onto Beta Virginis. But if we push it, we're basically going to the Jordan Colony head and saying, hey, I've got a claim on this. You need to give it to me. We could take a look. Galleys have a weak claim. Davis Coalition has a strong claim, but they don't exist anymore. Not really. They were conquered. They might still be in charge of that system. Swansons have a weak claim, so it's about the same as us. So it's not like we have a super strong claim. I think we just kind of let things ride here and see what happens. Hope people get recovered. After a long period without hostilities, the Farmer Territories and Blackwell Alliance are considered at peace. She would have had to conquer these guys to get to them anyway, but she might be at war with them too. I don't know. It's really weird. They've got a really large fleet, and they're just not doing anything with it. Oh, the Archon of the Farmer Territories has died. Archon Berry Farmer has inherited the Farmer Territories. He does... I mean, he likes me enough. Proud, friendly, forgiving, brave. Yeah, he seems reasonable. Yeah, we're on good enough terms. I think that's fine. So in the tournament, this is kind of more of like fighting. If I represent myself and I do well, then we can actually get some accolades. But, I mean, I am 49 on my military. Like, I might actually be the best person out of my options here. Yeah, I'll participate myself. We're going to fight Eolande Farmer. Wow, got a 79 military. Yeah, we're just going to fight normally. We're going to lose. Yeah, she defeated me. She's got a 79. Duke Consort Javin Swanson has won the tournament. Archon Berry Farmer's eyes roam the feast, lids drooping. Suddenly he stands up. Actually, who is this, Berry? Yeah, the new guy in charge. His metal chair banging to the floor behind him. A sea of eyes turn to face him. The metal plates cease their clatter. Silence thunders across the stainless steel banquet table. A toast, he slurs, to all of me. He slumps down onto the upturned chair, yelps, and passes out. Probably was to all of you, and he got drunk and confused. It was largely a success. So someone in the Clarks wanted him to get revenge. Not going to happen. Okay, my son-in-law is good. So Roz, that's my nephew's wife. And my daughter's health has recovered. Good. That gives us a lot of people free to do stuff. And my daughter is pregnant. Okay. They've been married for a few years now. I was kind of wondering if that was going to happen, but yeah, good. Kidnapped by pirates and then pregnant. Your heir has earned your house members' respect. People say she'll make a worthy successor. Well, I mean, secretly she has robbed the treasury a couple times, so that's not a great thing. She'll be acceptable, probably. I hope. Lots of stuff going on. Somebody came of age. Oh, no, it's a bloodline upgrade. Excellent. Okay. So the question is, what do we want to do here? There's a lot of options. We can't just keep going up the merchants and administrators. Next is assist tax collections more effective, which I don't really ever do. But past that, we get people less unhappy from taxation, which means we can crank things up to high if we wanted to. Mercenary costs go down, and eventually we can set up intergalactic markets for immediate results everywhere else. Extra military would definitely be helpful. House members' opinion, not a big deal. So this is extra wealth generated on colonies we are ruling. I think that's just our one home system. So it's not quite as great as it sounds. It could be everything that we directly oversee. So it might include our direct vassals, but not like people in a league. But I think it's just the one system that we control. More diplomacy. We're actually pretty good on that front. Minor houses, don't really care. Spy network is better. Your house encourages vassals to pay an extra tax for insurance against piracy. Your pirate contacts are only too happy to help. Randomly get extra credits from assist tax collection. We're not even really doing that. We could go the extra tech, which initially gives us less chance to get ill, then more technology. Shift fleet composition, I don't really do that much, but we can get a rebuild fleet. So what was this one? Popular approval. Strength and discipline. Quill effectiveness is better. Tournaments were better. Yeah, not fantastic. Like, none of these seem great. I wouldn't mind the diplomacy bonus right away or the lore masters. Eventually, what does this get us? Skill rate of wards. Increased chance of getting healed. And then we can survey uncolonized systems. So we get just renowned for spending some resources. Not bad. Out this way, I don't know that I even would rank up taxes even if I got this, because unrest is so bad, but eventually it'll get better if we get stuff built. Mercenary costs going down could be quite helpful. We're not really that military focused, so we could kind of aim for that as a goal. We could also just get 10 extra military, like right off the bat. I kind of want to focus on money and technology in this run. Is this all? Yeah. There's some interesting stuff in the final steps, so like it's kind of cool if we can get there. So we could just focus on one. I do like the idea of us being healthier. But I would like to potentially max out one of these trees. It's going to take us a long time to get through them. Let's go ahead and focus on this, I guess. I'm not really going to use this anytime soon. I probably should take like the military, but I want to kind of push this out and see how we can do. So we'll do that for now. That will probably change. My son-in-law's health is improved, but will never completely recover. Okay. So he has sickly, increased chance of becoming ill, a little bit negative reputation. It's unfortunate he's a very good diplomat and he's very young. What else is going on? So somebody new took over in Terrabellum. Okay, you like me, so that's fairly fine. Lots of changes up here. She executed somebody in her faction for rebellion at Missom. So they must have had a failed rebellion and put them down pretty violently. Rebellion failed there. We saw the unrest was super high. Change the order of succession down to the Jordan territories. Not really something that matters to me. Bunch of claims swapping around for vengeance or revenge or justice. Nothing really up that way. All right, Parima is going to be a ton of stuff. Hospital repaired. Somebody didn't come. Embarrassed himself at the feast, yeah. Archon Berry Farmer crudely propositioned your niece during the feast, embarrassing himself. Really? That didn't pop up. Interesting. So I don't think I have much in the way. Well, we do have some secrets still. Some stuff in the farmer territory is nothing too major. We are still running our spy operation up there. We might want to try to improve relations with Barry. We're not in a bad situation with him, though. I've got a bunch of people free. We could go back to training myself, training my heir. We could definitely throw some diplomatic action at the farmers. But we could also start working potentially on the Jordan colonies, whose unrest is also super high at 98. It could be tempting to try to peel away the Swansons, but I don't think that's going to happen. Unrest is definitely an issue for them. Once we get this done, we'll be a little bit better off. 2 more turns for the Synthahol. For the time being, let's send a diplomat your way. Doesn't have to be anybody super effective. Okay, you we want to train. You we want to train with. So yeah, my sister's fine for that. But we want to go back to some training. So I am still training somebody. Now we're improving my heir's military scores. So they're getting up. Look, we want to have a pretty good spread for an heir. Because of our tech, I am kind of passively increasing my own skills regularly, so it might be a bad idea maybe to improve her stats too. Focus more on training her rather than training me, potentially, because I am getting quite a bit better. Pretty good overall. Who do I have free? Just 2. I think both of them can train. I think that's what we'll do. What are your worst stats? Diplomacy's pretty awful. Currently being trained in military. Some diplomacy wouldn't be an awful choice. I'm going to have him do it. Then I'm going to go back to having my other daughter continue training me like I was doing before. I am super happy right now. Yeah, let's go back to military. She's got really high tech, so she's really, really good at training. And that's everybody busy. We do still have the claim. But we are kind of more consolidation, and I do have more money coming in, so I do feel like it's time to just kind of build stuff. So just my home system alone is giving me like 15. Taxes, bringing in another decent amount. If we don't do stuff, then we're just getting extra cash. So we got 32 creds last time. Very nice. We're under our maximum for vassals. We've got room for family members if we have kids born. Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape overall. So let's just kind of run another turn out and see what happens. We're at a point where kind of things can suddenly change, but it also might stay stable for a bit. We'll have another event here right away, it looks like. I think. Your expedition team oh, why did I say it like that? Your expedition team has found an ancient palace. Designed and built as an Orion Industries getaway home, it was refitted as a necropolis by the ancient house Khalil. Hallways stretch into darkness filled with holographic effigies. The basement is filled with damaged servers, some containing House Khalil historical data, but most are running some unknown dormant subroutine. If the palace were repaired, House Scrooge could benefit from that historical data. Arcturus gained installation Necropolis Palace. That's pretty cool. My dog died! No! You found out that Archon consort Avalon Farmer stole House Farmer medical equipment to heal commoners. Yeah, I mean, fine, sure. We do have a spy network running here, that's why we're finding out random stuff, but nothing really that helpful as far as blackmail. That isn't really something else that's going to matter much. I am curious about that necropolis. It's actually quite cheap to repair. Adds assignment, visit necropolis to the star system while it's within your domain. Yeah, we might want to do that as a priority. Do I have anybody we could pull off of their current duties? Rest is not great. It's looking better. Like, Izar's down to 25. We could stop doing that. Who's working on Izar? Okay, I mean, she's got terrible administration. So she could oversee a project, but she wouldn't be good at it. What else can we do? Could pull somebody off of training. So my daughter would be a good option. Yeah, my daughter's probably the best option. But she's really good at teaching, so I kind of hate to do that. She's so good at it that I should be getting... Yeah, I'm getting 1 military a turn from her, just from her training, because she's so good at technology. So we could pull her off just temporarily. Medical supplies have gone missing. Hey, look at that. More descent over there. Fine, not a big deal. Throwing fines around at each other. Rebellion over here failed. We don't have a connection here. But I wonder if, like, as things develop, maybe there will be a connection here that we'd have to worry about. It's the capital of the Clark clan. Quite close. Opinions, like, super neutral. You're actually related to me distantly. That's interesting. Interesting. Huh. The head of the Clark clan is a coward. Fairly young. I mean, we could potentially go with some diplomacy that way, too. You like me quite a bit, so I mean, we could stop that. Yeah, I mean, she's got decent administration, so we could stop that and have her start working on the necropolis. I think that's worth doing. Let's pull you off of that. Let's throw you on building that Acropolis. You're not going to be great at it. 6 turns. We'll have to live with it. Because I don't know how long I'm necessarily going to hold that system. Like, they could try to leave something else. So if we get that rebuilt, the more loyal they are to me, the more we do for them, the happier they are, the less likely it's going to happen. But get that built and then see what we can get from the event out of it by visiting it. So everybody's busy, nothing else really for me to do. Could switch up diplomats and send somebody out to the Clark clan. Down here, you're just the acting head as well. Because the heir's only 8. Opinion's getting better. Just looking, seeing if she might be interested. Up here, the Tanners. Yeah, you like me a lot. We could probably stop doing that. Yeah, let's stop working on that. And let's send a representative up here to the Clarks. Just to improve relations a bit. Send my brother out there. Sure, travel if you have to. My brother's a really good diplomat, actually. We've got a lot of really good diplomats, which is not something that I expected. But it's probably good because we started off with a negative trait that everyone kind of dislikes us a bit. We'll have that synthahol plant done. Let's go ahead and just burn another turn here. My daughter is in love with her husband. It only took about 4 years. Synthahol plant is done. More money, less unrest. Sir Stuart Webster is leading an uprising against the Jordans. It's not going to work. That's their capital. Yeah, crushed them. Ooh, okay. So she's now asking the head of the Swanson clan, who just voluntarily joined them, to transfer leadership to one of someone like from her own family. That's going to cause a rebellion, probably. Yep. Attempted to depose, led to rebellion. Baron Forrester Haynes has broken alliance with the Swanson clan and has pledged Beta Virginis to the Tanner coalition. So yeah, they are in such a bad shape that he immediately was like, nope, we're going back to them. Screw that. You're just going to get eaten by the Jordans, probably. So they want nothing to do with it. And then he joined here, really, to the farmers. That kind of makes sense, actually. They don't have a good... Like, there's no actual Starlane connection, so they can reinforce through Massam, but that's not awesome. Roz and my nephew had a baby girl. Zoe is a very odd name. Let's at least make it Zoe. Look at that little baby. And my daughter and my son-in-law had a baby boy, so this is potential heir here. Let's see. Who else from the Christmas Carol haven't we used? Go with the old spelling of Frederick. Roxanne Scrooge is very ill. My great niece. Every council session, you and your brother-in-law disagree on something. I just saved your life. You were like dying not too long ago. Foreign policy, ship composition, the wording of official documents is always something to fight over. In a way, it's thrilling. You find yourself driven out doing whatever you can. So we are now, is that rivals with each other? Rivalry. I get even more action points a turn. Increased effectiveness, less opinion. Whispers within Parima have reached your niece's spies. Archon Berry Farmer is launching a new frigate from Parima's hangar bays and plans a large public ceremony. If you could disrupt the ceremony, it would embarrass him. Yeah, we don't want to make them mad. I'm just kind of collecting information. I probably should actually be spying on somebody else at this point. There's nobody I'm at war with that I really want to mess with. What happened over here? Okay, taxes lowered. Fine. I could actually help them collect taxes, since we do have that bonus now. That might be something we can do. We also have a sick baby inside of our empire. Fines being thrown around. You have so many actions. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Trying to depose one of your vassals is one of the guaranteed ways to get them to rebel. They're running on high taxes too. They just dropped it to medium. Well, that's weird. New Ophiuchi is demanding the colony become part of the Jackson Kingdom. The Jackson Kingdom is up here. It's like just them. Like they can't be here and that system. Like they'd have to be connected. It's very odd, but could cause a rebellion. So just kind of unrest increasing. Haven't really paid attention to the Lindsay quadrant, but they are quite big. There's just kind of this big dead space between us. Rebellions. What's our relationship over here? It's probably nothing at all. We just haven't really... generally positive. We've been around long enough, and I've been able to do enough stuff that I think most people have a generally favorable opinion of my leader. Honor -5. What have I done? I guess, okay, yes, I did do all that stuff. Yes, I did fire people from my council. Yes, I did annex Arcturus. True. Very true. But I don't really see them as a threat, necessarily. I mean, they could be. But far enough away, I don't really think that's much of an issue. Yeah, he can't really project much force this way, like 11 ships, whereas I can get 74 down here if I needed to. Speaking of which, how is the rebuilding going? Yep, 113 out of 130, very nice. Who do I have that's free? My wife. Where's our sick child in the family? Roxanne, you're only 4. My wife is okay. We'll give her a shot. Just because she's free. Do you have enough money? We could be doing something else for rebuilding, but we're currently busy. My wife's the main kind of builder within the Empire at this point. Yeah, I think things are relatively stable within our territory. Anyway, everyone else is kind of having issues and things are changing drastically. I would like to potentially get the Jackson Kingdom to our side, maybe even the farmer territories onto our side. Speaking of which, let's look at your military. He's quite a bit weaker militarily than his mother was. So he can field about 68 ships here. I can also field about 68 ships despite being multiple jumps away. But in your home system, you've only got 58, so it must be including vassals and stuff. Yeah, nothing too crazy. The other thing we could do, like I said, we could help collect taxes down here within the Galway Alliance. That might be something we could do, since we do have that bonus from our bloodline. We're just pretty much everybody is way better at it than you would expect. I'd have to pull somebody off of a job they're doing. Could definitely stop our work in Izar, and actually Wazin. They're both looking pretty good. Going down 7 a turn. Yeah, mostly that's because of who's here doing it, I think. Izar and Wazin, what are our stats for the people that are there? Raz is probably better at collecting taxes. So we could switch her. Do that. Then here. Assist tax collection. Sure, travel if you have to. So plus 18% bonus. That's not fantastic. It's definitely something. For 3 different systems. I don't think it's going to get shown if I look at my money report here at the moment. Not that one, this one. Yeah, we're only getting 2.6 from the entire Galway Alliance. But I think we'll do that at least for a turn, just kind of see what happens. So I think we're going to go ahead and end it there. Things are looking pretty solid. We're looking fairly secure. Hopefully that will continue. All right, this has been more of Star Dynasties. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one.